Greetings, YouTube. As most people in the U.S. know, yesterday our government effectively shut itself down. Some 800,000 jobs in America are at risk at the moment. They're not being funded, thanks to the conservative Luddites in power in the U.S. And one of the arguments I've heard that they're attempting to put forth for their desire to either defund or repeal the Affordable Care Act has been this. And it's a bizarre argument, but it's an argument. So first off, remember that the Affordable Care Act is pretty much the crappiest version of health care that we could conceivably have in the U.S. Only slightly better than the non-existent healthcare system that we already had. I'm going to link to a couple of videos today. One from the Vlogbrothers, which deals with the issue of the shutdown, and one to a new channel called Healthcare Triage, which is the most aptly named channel I have ever encountered on YouTube. Because that's what we have in America at the moment. We have Healthcare Triage. We don't have a healthcare system. We don't have a functioning plan, really. We have triage, a patch, until hopefully someday we will have something better. But the conservative argument seems to be, is if Americans have access to this really crappy plan, the Affordable Care Act, as opposed to a real universal single-payer system like, say, most Europeans have, or Canada has, or, Spain, or Brazil, or India, or places that many Americans don't even think of as first world democracies, but they have better health care than we have. If they get a taste of even this crappy process, that they will so enjoy the fact that they will have health care, that once it gets into place, that the conservative Luddites will never be able to get it out of place, because Americans will say, hey, you mean there's going to be 30 million Americans that now have health care that didn't 3 months ago? You mean we're not going to let 40,000 Americans die every year because they didn't have health care? I kind of like this plan. Now, and the most bizarre aspect of this argument, that if we let them have something that they vitally need, they'll want it more, is that the healthcare plan, the Affordable Care Act, was written by a conservative foundation, a think tank. It was endorsed and put into place, as far as the legislation is concerned, by conservatives. It is based on Romney Care from Massachusetts, which was established and put into place under a conservative Republican government. Republicans have created this law. Republicans have endorsed this law. Republicans have required the insurance mandate. This is a Republican law. It had always been a Republican law. And yet, Republicans are fighting it because there's a Democrat in the White House. If there were a Republican in the White House right now, this law would be considered one of the greatest pieces of legislature ever done, even though it's one of the crappiest versions of healthcare we could conceivably have. Only slightly better than the non-existent healthcare system we had yesterday. So, this drives me insane. The conservatives are fighting themselves. They're a snake eating its own tail, and they're destroying the American entire structure in the process. Anyone that votes for a Republican in America baffles me. We need them gone. Gone. Every American should vote Democrat. And when the Democrats are in power, then we start voting green. And we vote green until there aren't any Democrats left. And then maybe we'll have a functioning government. Maybe we'll have a government that is more based on taking care of we the people than the wealthy. But this argument that if we let them have a taste of even the smallest amount of humanity, sympathy, compassion, and empathy, that they will love that so much it will never get taken out of place, is just bizarro world. We have entered the twilight zone, folks. I wish I had Rod Serling here to do the narration for this video.